Kim Jong Un's visit to Russia has dominated the headlines this past week. But the question that few have an answer for is how much ammunition does Pyongyang have that it can spare? And what is Kim Jong Un getting in return? So as Russia has been shoring up its ammunition, Kyiv has continued with its steady push towards the Crimean Peninsula. In a pre-dawn missile strike, Kyiv struck the port of Sevastopol, damaging a large Russian ship and a submarine. But the question is this: how much longer can Ukraine, with its defense manpower and ammunition, push ahead with its counteroffensive? Night after night, as Russian drones and missiles pierced through the Ukrainian skies and wreaked devastation over the Ukrainian cities, the Ukrainian Defense Forces have just one objective in hand, and that is to shoot down the Russian projectiles that have heaped unimaginable misery across Ukraine. As this video by the Ukrainian Defense Forces will show you, despite the weapons being pumped in by the United States and its allies to help Ukraine, keeping the Ukrainian skies safe is not an easy task. On the 13th of September, Russia bombed the Izmail port on the Danube River. But Kyiv too has managed to strike deep inside the Russian territory. On the 11th of September, the Ukrainian forces put out this video with the audacious claim that Kyiv had managed to regain control of several oil and gas offshore drilling platforms close to Crimea, known as the Boyko towers. There is no way to independently verify these claims, but according to Kyiv's account, the Ukrainian soldiers managed to overwhelm the Russians and force them to retreat. But Ukraine's biggest success this week has been the pre-dawn missile attack on the Sevastopol shipyard in the Crimean Peninsula. A total of 10 missiles and 3 speedboats were used in this operation. This strategic shipyard on the Crimean Peninsula has been instrumental in repairing and building ships and submarines for Russia's Black Sea Fleet. And according to satellite imagery, it has emerged that the Minsk Project 775 Rapucha class landing ship and the Rostov-on-Don Kilo class submarine have sustained some serious damages. The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky congratulated the Ukrainian soldiers for the alleged destruction of a Russian air defense system in the Crimean Peninsula.
A special mention should be made to the entire personnel of the security service of Ukraine, as well as our naval forces. I thank you for today's triumph. The invaders' air defense system on the Crimean land was destroyed. Very significant. Well done. Glory to all who fight for Ukraine, and thanks to everyone who helps.
Only those who have their heads buried in sand are convinced that the war in Ukraine will not spill beyond the borders of Ukraine. Eurofighters from Italy and Spain performed a policing mission over the Baltics, while Russia's strategic bombers patrolled over the Barents and the Norwegian seas. No one at this moment can predict as to how widespread this conflict can become or how long it can drag on. But the Russian president believes that the war in Ukraine will end only when Kyiv runs out of resources. The American General Mark Milley has already made a grim assessment. According to him, the Ukrainian counteroffensive can last for only just another 30 days, because once the cold begins to set in, the battle lines will freeze again.